Good morning once again. Today we are going to discuss the other concepts of Java. Right? We started Java with the concept like encapsulation and inheritance. Today we are going to discuss about abstraction and interface. Okay, so I'll share my screen. First, we are going to talk about abstraction or abstraction, data abstraction. So under data abstraction means actually it means that hiding implementation from the user. Okay, the user doesn't know about how the function implement. User only knew about function name. Okay, the implementation is hidden from the user. So that concept is called as data abstraction. Implementation of function is hidden. So data abstraction can be achieved from by different scenarios. That is, it can achieve with the help of abstract class and abstract methods. So what are abstract methods? Abstract methods having no body. Okay, so we only defined the functions. Okay, only define the name of the function, but inside the body it is empty. So that concept is called abstract methods. So abstract class is a class that having abstract methods. So in order to in order to use abstract methods, we need to declare the class as abstract class. Okay, so what abstract methods? Abstract methods are methods having no body. Okay, so only definition will be there in case of abstract methods. So in our textbook, you can see one picture like this. Okay, so this is the called as abstract method. So in this picture, you can say only head is there, right? Or head means the definition. Only definition is there. So there is no more body for this method. Okay, so we are defining the abstract method as like this: public the access modifier. Then we need to use a keyword like abstract. Then this is a return type and this is the method. That's all. So there is no body. So after the name of the function, we are using semicolon to end that function. So these are called as abstract methods. So in order to define an abstract methods, you need to use abstract class. Okay, so abstract class are the class that having abstract method. For example, if you are considered a hierarchy like this. Okay, so these classes are called as, there are two kind of classes. So what we discussed about earlier Java is called as concrete class, the class having the functions with complete definition or complete implementation. So that kind of class is called as concrete class. And abstract classes means the class doesn't have any kind of abstract class having this abstract methods. So if there are methods inside that abstract class that doesn't do any operation. We just define the name of the method, that's all. So in case of this hierarchy, these classes must be, we need to consider abstract class because animal. So animal, there is no concrete object for this animal, right? So the object of animal can be in any type. For example, it can be hippo, because under animal we have a lot of varieties of objects classes are there or concrete classes are there, right? So animal is an abstract class because there is no specific thing like animal. There is no specific object like animal. Okay, so purpose of that we are creating the abstract classes. Abstract classes means we can't create any object of abstract class. So what are abstract class? Class having abstract methods are called abstract class. So What are abstract methods? Abstract methods are the methods that have no body, only definition will be there. Okay, we need to use a keyword abstract to make the function as abstract method. Okay, so what's the idea of abstract class? We can't create an object. We can't create object of our abstract class. Okay, so abstract class are just a kind of definition only. No, there is no specific object for that class. Okay, so as you see, this is an animal. Animal is an abstract class, so we can't create an object of this animal, right? So animal doesn't have any proper shape. Animal doesn't have any proper feature because it is just a super class, right? But it can create an object of class tiger, right? So that tiger is a concrete class. So in this concrete class, we can create an object. So that object will have all the characteristic of this tiger. Okay. So I hope all of you got the idea, right? What is abstract and right how to define an abstract class and how to define an abstract methods. So concrete class means other than all the classes other than abstract class are called concrete class. So we created different kind of classes. For example, last class we created a class called rectangle, right? So that all classes are called as concrete class. Okay. So we will create. So I will show you how to create an so what I said, when we create an abstract class, we can't create an object of abstract class. Okay. So how we are going to use that abstract class? We are using the abstract class in case of this inheritance concept. Okay. So once in case of inheritance, we can able to create another class that inherit properties from the parent abstract class like that. Then once we inherit a class, then we need to define or we need to complete the methods inside the abstract class. Okay, so I will show you with an example. So just create a new file. Abstract class called can create an abstract class called shape. Okay, so because shape doesn't have anything, right? So this is an abstract class. So in order to make a class as an abstract, you need to use a keyword abstract also in front of this class keyword. Okay, so that this class become an abstract class. Then we need to save this same as shape.java. Okay, so then we need to add methods. For example, this shape methods have different functionalities. For example, public, so abstract, void, rotate. So this shape can be rotate or this. Okay, or we can add another example, or we can add example like print area. Okay, area. Okay, so this is an abstract class that having an abstract method called area. Okay, so instead also we can in abstract class we can have other methods also. Okay, we can create methods like having definition also. For example, this. So this is one simple method. So we can print as just created a simple method that printing my shape as print as my shape class system dot out dot println. Okay, so this is not an abstract method, right? This method having the definition. So in abstract class can have abstract methods as well as ordinary methods also. Okay. Main criteria of abstract class is to create a class having this abstract method. Method doesn't have any body. Okay, so this is an example of an abstract class. Okay. So how we are going to use this class? We cannot able to create an instance of this class. In order to use this abstract class, we need to create another class that inherit properties from this abstract class. Then we need to implement this method. Then we need to complete this method. Then only we can able to use this abstract properly. That is, if any class that inherits the properties from abstract class, that class must need to complete all abstract methods present in that abstract class. Okay, for example, so I will create another class, class triangle. Or we can use class circle. Okay, no Java, okay, just change it as circle. Then we extend this circle from shape class. Okay, so circle is currently a child class and the shape is the parent class. So for we extend features from the shape class. So all these things will comes under our class, right? So because we inherit with the help of this extends keyword. Now what we need to do, we need to as the shape is an abstract class and this shape consists of an abstract method area, what we need to do is that we need to complete, we need to provide the implementation of this abstract method. Okay, so that is we need to complete the abstract method like this. For example, area just print system dot out dot println circle area, just simply print. So in that manner, we need to implement the complete method inside the class. So in this case, we show you. So in this case, we don't need this abstract keyword. So we need to avoid this abstract keyword because we are extending this area, and now this area is not abstract, right? So we need to avoid that keyword. So then we can create another method or another to create an object of this circle. Okay, so shape is an abstract class and circle is the subclass that extends feature of abstract shape class, and we implement or we complete the abstract method here, right? So then we can create another function, another class, public circle driver. So in order to create the main. Okay. Then we need to use this main here. So instead of creating a student object, we are going to create a circle object here. We can able to call both things, right? We can able to call area, and we can able to call this display method also. So st dot area dot display. So then go for terminal. Then we can just compare this program. Java C circle driver dot Java. Oh, I forgot to type class here. So this is in shape, we are using only disp, right? So that is causing error. So we need to use disp. Yeah, we compile the program, then we can run Java space circle drive. We will get out as circle area and my shape class. So this circle.java is a concrete class and shape.java is abstract class. So this class inherits the properties from this abstract shape class, and we complete this method area here. Okay. So if you are not doing this if you are not implementing this abstract method, then you will cause compile error. Okay. So once you inherit features from abstract class, then you need to you need to complete the things under that is complete the function that is defined as abstract in the concrete from the style class. It is clear? Any questions for this concept? Abstract class, abstract methods, and the so we can't create an object like this. Okay, we can't create a object of an abstract class here. For example, shape is an abstract class, right? We can't create a shape st equal to new shape. This is not possible. Okay, so instead of st, I just simply use s. Okay, then we can't call like this. No, it is not possible, and you will get error if you are doing like this. I will show you. Right, you will get an error because shape is abstract class, cannot be instantiated. That is, we cannot able to create the object of an abstract class. Okay, so once once we use an abstract class, in order to use that abstract class, you need to create another class, then you need to inherit the properties from abstract class, then you need to complete the abstract class, right? Then only you have to then only be able to create the object of that abstract class. So I hope all of you got an idea, right? So it is not possible. Any questions regarding this abstract class? So we discuss about abstract class, abstract methods, and the class is the ordinary class having the full methods and all. So where we are using this abstract class, we are using the abstract class. I use it as a parent class in case of inheritance because it's the generic classes. All the generic classes that can consider as abstract class because we can't create any object for generic class, right? Same as shape, animal, right? These are generic class. We can't assume any object, right? For example, person is a generic class, right? Like that. So in order to make specific, specific things are called as concrete classes. Okay. Any other questions related to this, guys? എന്തെങ്കിലും ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഉണ്ടോ? ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ എന്തെങ്കിലും ചോദിക്കാം. ഡിഫറൻസ് ബിറ്റ്വീൻ ദിസ്, if you have any query in your mind, you can ask. So this is one of the concept in Java called as data abstraction. Okay, so I will show you Java. So this is Java abstraction. The abstraction is the process of hiding the implementation details and showing only the functionality to the user. Okay, so that is called as abstraction. Subtraction can be implemented with the help of abstract class and abstract methods. That is, we are only given the abstract class having only the name, right? The functionality is different. That is, each of the child class can have different functionality. For example, this is a functionality of a circle class, right? So we can change the functionality in case of rectangle class. If there is another shape rectangle, that rectangle also inherits from shape. The rectangle is different from the area of circle, right? So the implementation inside the method can be different as well, right? So that can be done. That is the basic thing. Most of the parent class having the common features must be initiated or must be considered as abstract classes. Then we can avoid the concept of overriding and all, right? We can simply use abstract class. Then we can create the, we can inherit from abstract class. Then we can add our own methods, or we can update the methods based on the definitions what we need for our concrete class or of our child class, right? For a triangle, the area is different. Circle, the area is different. For any shape, the area is different, right? Or the perimeter is different. So the shape is a generic term, and for generic things, we are using this abstract kind of concept. Okay, so that can be implemented differently based on each child class. Okay. So there are different questions, examples are there. So next we are going to discuss about any questions, any questions related to this data abstraction, abstract class concept. So next is polymorphism. Polymorphism means so next another concept inside Java is polymorphism, right? So polymorphism means one object, the one variable can act as different objects. Okay, one variable or one reference variable can act as different kind of objects. That is polymorphism. So there are, I will show you proper definition. Polymorphism is achieved basically with the help of abstract class and the concept, right? That is, a polymorphism is many forms. Okay. Simply give you an example based on polymorphism. So polymorphism can be done with the help of this abstraction. Okay. So before going to polymorphism, I forgot to introduce one more concept, that is interface. Then we can go for polymorphism. So I just forgot to explain interface. So interface is nothing but it is similar to abstract class, but an interface is a class. Under the class, only the abstract methods present. Okay, so interface consists only abstract methods. Okay, there is nothing like that is, if your class having full of abstract methods, then we can we can call that as an interface. Okay, so there is but in case of abstract class, the difference between abstract class and interface is that in case of abstract class, the class can have abstract methods. Okay, that is, it can have other methods also. Okay, in this case, we created abstract class shape, right? So here we have an abstract method area, and this is not an abstract method. This is a common ordinary method, right? So in case of interface, we don't have any this definition. You only have abstract methods in case of interface. Also, this interface need to be implemented rather than extends. Here what we create an abstract class, then we create another class circle, then we use this extends keyword to inherit the properties of our parent class, right? So instead of in extends, interfaces are implemented. Once we create an interface, interfaces need to be, or interfaces are implemented. So for implements, we need to a keyword called implements. Okay, so I just show you how to create an interface and how we can use that interface to create an object and all. Okay, the same as this, I create another class. So not class, now we are going to create an interface. Okay, so interface can be created with the help of keyword interface, then the name of interface. Okay, so here I'm going to create an animal. Then we need to save it as animal.java. This is an interface. Okay, instead of class, we use a keyword called interface here. Okay, so inside interface, we can create any kind of methods, and we no need to use abstract keyword because all the methods inside interface must be abstract by default. Okay, so there is no need of an abstract method. Okay, so I just create a method like eat. Okay, and another method public void sleep. Simply created two methods. Okay, so this is an interface and these are the methods inside this interface. So these methods are by default abstracts. Okay, so we don't need to use a keyword abstract here. Okay, that is the advantage of interface. If you are using an interface, then by default all the methods inside that interface is considered as abstract. So in that case, we don't need to use abstract keyword explicitly. No need to use that. Okay, because everything in this function is by default abstract. Everything in this interface is by default abstract. Okay. So I will show you an example. So we created an interface and these are the abstract methods. So we can create another class. So we create a class called lion. So we are using we need to use this interface for this class. So instead of extends, we are using implements animal. So once we are using an interface, then in order to inherit from that interface, we need to use keyword implements instead of extends because animal is an interface. Okay, so I just need to save this as lion.java. So this is a class lion that implements an interface animal. Okay, so then what we need to do, we need to expand these functions, or we need to implement all the abstract functions inside the interface like this. We need to implement, or we need to, for example, just simply use some print statement. So this is for lion eating. Okay, let's change it as lion eating. Let's change it as lion sleeping. Okay, so lion.java is a class that implements an interface called animal. So interface is nothing but it is similar to class. Inside that class, having all the methods are abstract by default. So that kind of class is called as interface. Here we are not using class. Instead of class, we are using keyword interface, and we don't need to use abstract here because all the methods inside the interface must be abstract. So we don't need to use abstract explicitly. Okay, so this is an interface class. So in order to use this class, use this interface, so now onwards we are we are calling interface itself. Okay, so in order to use this interface, we need to create another class. That class needs to implement the interface. Okay, so in case of abstract classes, we use the concept of inheritance. So we use inheritance keyword, and here for inheritance interface, we are using implements keyword instead of extends keyword. Okay, then we extend this or implement the functions that are given inside the animal interface like this. Okay, so in order to use this lion.java file, I'm just creating another file called lion driver in order to create the main function. So we can use main function here also. So I just save it as lion driver.java. So here we are going to create an object of lion, and we are calling the function like lion.eat and lion.sleep, right? Just in order to run, we need to java c lion driver dot java. So it is compiled successfully, then we can run. We'll get lion eating and lion sleeping. So this is a concept called interface. So interface, again, it is used for the concept of abstraction. So abstraction can be implemented with the help of interface or with the help of an abstract class and abstract methods. So both are connected. It's a different way we are implementing things. Okay, so interface is a class kind of thing. Inside of interface, we only have abstract methods. We can't use any complete methods here. Okay, if you want to use some of the abstract methods or some of the methods having complete method, then you need to go for abstract class concept. Any queries, guys? So under this interface, one more thing is that in interface, with the help of interface, we can implement multiple inheritance kinds. So what is multiple inheritance? So multiple inheritance means one child class can inherit properties from more than one parent class. There will be 2 or 3 parent classes are there, right? That is called as multiple inheritance. So one child class inherits properties of more than one parent class. That is called as multiple inheritance. So I actually, while discussing the inheritance, we already informed. I already said that multiple inheritance is not supported by Java, right? So that is, we can't use extends keyword so this is extends, right? We can't use extends keyword like this. It is not possible. Okay, but we can there is a workaround that we can create multiple interfaces, and we can implement multiple interfaces in a single class. So we will get a concept like multiple inheritance here with the help of interface, right? For example, there is a class called animal, and there is another class, or there is another interface called what we can say, there is another interface called training. Okay, some animals can be trained. Okay, some other, so another interface called training. Then we can create a class that implements both interface and training. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another interface. So I will, for example, pet. Okay, we can create another interface called pet interface pet. I just use this as pet.java. So this is an interface pet, and the inside this interface pet we have some functionalities like avoid. Home. For example, pet is staying inside home. So this is one of the methods, or we can have another methods also. Public void play. Okay, so that is we are playing with pets, and we are the pets are staying inside our home. Okay, so there are two methods, for example. So these methods are abstract methods, and this is an interface pet. Okay, so we have two interfaces. One interface is animal, and another interface is a pet. Okay, so now I just create another class. Class cat. Cat.java. So this cat, how a cat is an animal, and cat also a pet, right? So we can use this implements keyword to implement both from these parent classes. Okay, so we can implement both interfaces simultaneously like this. That is implements animal. Yeah, just use small letter. Okay. Implements animal and pet. So this class cat, which implements both interfaces animal and. So this is example of a multiple interface. We can simulate multiple interface with the help of multiple inheritance with the help of the concept of interface. Okay, so this can be done, and now we need to implement all the methods. So we need to implement these two methods, and then we need to implement these two methods also. You have to implement. So okay, so insert this, just using a print statement. Cat staying at home. Cat playing with me like that. So I just implement all these methods with like this. Okay, we have home, play, eat, and sleep. Okay. So that is here we implement two interfaces, animal and pet, in same class. So it is a kind of multiple inheritance thing, right? But it is not possible if you are using extends keyword. Extends keyword is not allowed. That is the ordinary case. Extends keyword is for used for inheritance, right? But extends keyword is not able to use to inherit properties from more than one class. Okay, but we can use implements, or we can use a concept of interface, and no, we can use implements keyword to implement things more than in two classes or more than any number of classes, like that. So now I'm going to create another class cat driver, like that, to create an object of this cat. Can copy this one, cat driver. Okay, just create cat driver.java. Okay, so inside this one we are going to create object of cat, and we are going to call all the functions, right? Cat. So inside the cat we have home, play, eat, and sleep. So we are going to home, play, eat, and sleep. Okay. So now we can going to just check by running this program, Java C cat driver dot Java. It is compiled, then Java cat driver. So we will get the output as cat staying at home, cat playing with me, cat eating, and cat sleep, right? So this is how we are going to implement multiple inheritance in Java. Okay, this is a workaround manner. With the help of interface and the implements keyword, we can do like that. Okay. So multiple inheritance can be done in Java with the help of interface concept, interface, and we need to if there is interface, we need to use the implements keyword to implement that interface. Like this, no, we can simulate multiple inheritance also. Guys,
Yes, sir.
so we discuss these three data abstraction, abstract methods, abstract class, the implements keyword, and how to implement multiple interface, multiple inheritance with the help of interface. Okay. So by default, multiple inheritance is not supported in Java, but as a workaround, we can use interface to implement the multiple inheritance. Okay. And as I already said, no, we can't create an object of a interface also. Okay. We can't create an object of interface because interface is again an abstract kind of thing, right? There is no kind of definition or anything like that. Okay. So we can't create an object of an interface. Any other queries? Doubts എന്തെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടോ? എന്തെങ്കിലും questions ചോദിക്കാം. Next we are going to discuss another concept. എല്ലാവരും ഓക്കെ ആണോ? Can I continue?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. So next we are going to discuss about polymorphism. Okay, I will. So polymorphism means one object can act as one way object variable can act as many different forms or many different objects like that. So that is an example of polymorphism, and polymorphism can be achieved with the help of this interface and with this concept. Okay. For example, we have one concrete class called cat, and this is our animal class, right? And we have a cat class, and in this example, we have another class also. Lion class is there, right? Lion.java is also there. For lion, implements from animal, we have two interfaces. Just close this one. We have two interfaces. One interface is animal interface. Second interface is pet interface. And cat class implements both animal and pet. And lion class implements only animal, right? So this is our scenario. So I just create another class to show what is polymorphism and all. So polymorphism means one object variable, one object reference variable can act as different forms, different object. Okay. So that is an example of polymorphism. So as I said, we can't instantiate an object of an animal class, but what we can do is that uh, uh, we can create a variable of an animal class. Then we can create that animal class variable can act as object cat or object lion. Okay, so I just show an example with this. So here, yeah. So this can be done because this is our class. For example, this is our class in this scenario, and we do know that animal is an abstract class, feline is again abstract class, canine is abstract class, and these are called concrete class, right? Lion, tiger, cat, these all are concrete classes. Hippo, because we can create object of this class. Okay, so polymorphism means we can do like that, right? A wolf, we can create an object of wolf like this, right? So the object variable point to an a wolf object. this is a reference variable evolve, right? And this is point to evolve object, right? And we can create this also. We can create a variable of hippo. Here what happens that this is called as uh, here we create a variable animal here, animal a hippo, and the object is hippo. So we are creating a hippo object, okay? We creating a hippo object, and this hippo object is controlled by animal variable. Like that, once we create a variable of this abstract class, then we can use that variable to control all the objects that are extended, or all the objects of child class that are extended by this abstract parent class, like this. Animal variable can be controlled this hippo object. Also, this animal variable can able to control a wolf object also. So that is called as polymorphism. Okay. So there is no object like, no, this is just showing that there is no, we can't create like this. We can't create animal anim equals new anim, because no, there is no object like animal here. This animal is abstract class because there is no shape or no specific definition for that abstract class, right? So it is not possible to create, right? And but we can create like this, that is we create a variable like this canyon c, right? Then we can call that c equal to new dog, because that with the help of this variable of abstract class, we are calling an object, we are using that variable to refer an object of the concrete class that is inherited or implemented by the abstract class or interface. Okay. So that's how we already discussed. 1 minute. Okay. So just okay, I will show you how to do that. That is called as polymorphism. That is one object variable can be act as or can be act as different objects. Okay, so that is called as real polymorphism. Uh, so for that, I will create another class. We can name it as poly for Java. So class poly. So so this is our main class. Okay, so I just need to use this main function here. Okay. So inside this class, what I'm going to create, I'm going to create an object reference variable of animal. So data type of animal. So for example, animal A, and we are creating object of cat here, like this. And for example, we have two variables having animal A and B. So A is an object of cat, and B is an object of lion. So we can call a dot eat and b dot eat. So just run this program. Java C. Right, we compile this program, then just Java poly. You will get as cat eating and lion eating. So what happens that the variable is animal object, animal data type, but now we create an object of a different object here, right? So same data type can act as cat and can act as lion also, right? So this data type animal can choose any kind of forms or any kind of features of any kind of variables. Okay, so this is called as polymorphism. So here the polymorphism means a variable can be in any kind of forms, in any kind of object forms. Here animal variable A and animal variable B, and one variable is as a form of cat and it is controlled by cat object, and another variable is as a form of lion, right? So that with the help of this, we can get the concept of polymorphism. So this is called as polymorphism. Polymorphism, that is more than one form. For a same object, there will be more than one form. Here, for same object variable, animal, animal can be cat or animal can be lion or any other concrete class that implements this animal interface. Okay, so that is called as polymorphism. So this is an example of polymorphism. We need to the polymorphism concept is implemented again with the help of interface and the concrete class, the class that implements the interface. Any questions over this polymorphism? So same variable type can act as more than different objects. So that is the idea of polymorphism. Any other questions, guys, related to this? Okay, so polymorphism means one form, that is variable of one data type, can be act as different objects, or a variable can take different forms. Okay, here this variable A, no, for example, here the variable A is a cat object and we print as cat here. Okay, so for example, we create only one variable A. We have only one variable of type animal, that is animal A. Okay, So initially we create an object a new cat, then we print a dot e. Okay, so here the variable is act as a cat object and it is pointed to a cat object. So all the features of the cat can be accessible by this variable a, right? After that, I just change this variable a into a lion object. Now variable a refer to a right. Then we can call a dot eat. So now this eat is referred to an object inside this lion, right? So that is called as polymorphism. Then just I compile and run with a cat eating and lion eating. That is one variable can be of different forms. One of no here this first variable one variable a initially it is a form of a right. So it is instance of a cat object is created and we call the functions inside that cat object. Next we changed that variable a into a lion object. Then we call the functions inside the line object. So one variable can act as or can take different forms. Okay, that is called as polymorphism. Polymorphism, that is different phases of the same variable. That is called morphism, polymorphism. That is the term itself mean like that, right? So that is an example of polymorphism. Clear ആയോ മനസ്സിലായോ പറഞ്ഞെന്താണ്?
Type animal first class.
Yeah, this is a type animal means animal A means animal is just an interface, right? So we can't create an object of this interface. So what happens is that we create a data type based on that interface animal A. Okay, so just A is just a variable here. A is not an object. So what happens is that I will show you once you create an object. Let's up that PPT. So these are three steps for declaring a variable. Okay, so dog. So in case of this, we are creating object of a dog. So variable is of dog data type. So one step is initializing the variable. Then second step is creating an object. So this is new dog is a way to create an object. And third step is we are binding this variable and object together. Okay. So what happens that in first step we created a reference variable, my dog. Okay, this is a declare a reference variable, my dog here. That's the first step. Okay, this just a variable of type dog. Now, in case of new dog, inside the memory we create a dog object is created inside the memory. Okay. So this variable can be, variable can be called as a remote like thing, right? This is just a remote. That's why they are giving a image of a remote. So using this remote, we can able to control this dog object. So that's why we are using this equal to sign. We are linking this variable with our dog object. Okay. So, but in case of this polymorphism, we are creating a variable of animal type and object are of different type. So first object is a cat type where we can able to link this animal type remote, that is a universal remote. You can you can universal remote, right? That universal remote can able to control or change the pictures of any kind of television. Okay, if there is an LG TV or there is a Micromax TV, right? With the help of that remote, we can control all kind of TV. So like that, so that is an example of polymorphism. That is with the help of one remote, we can able to create a modified different object, or we can able to access one variable can act as a different object. So we can feel like that it is an act as a different object. So that's happening here. Initially, we create a variable, universal variable animal A. And we are using this animal A variable or remote controller to control the object cat here. And with the help of this variable, we are calling the eat function inside that object. Now this cat, we create an object cat, right? Inside that cat object, there are a lot of functions as defined here, right? Home, play, eat. These are the functions inside the cat object, and we are calling the functions eat inside that cat object here with the help of this variable or remote control A. After that, we create another object and another type of object, that is lion object, and we are using the same variable A to control that lion object also. Then we are calling the function eat inside that new lion object. So that is called as polymorphism. That is, one variable can be take any forms, can be take any kind of forms. Hope you got the idea. Any doubts ഉണ്ടോ? മനസ്സിലായോ?
Yes, sir.
So നമുക്ക് ഇവിടെ animal A എന്ന് initialize ചെയ്യാനേ പറ്റുള്ളൂ, because these cat and lion are the subclasses or the child classes of animal class, right? Then so now there is an inheritance or hierarchies exist there, right? In that case only we can able to create object like here, like this, right? So this variable, we created a variable of a superclass. So that variable of superclass can be used to manage or handle the subclasses, object of subclasses. So this can be done only with the help of this concept of abstract and interface. So this need to be implemented with the help of this interface concept. Because we can't create an object of animal here, because animal is just an interface. Okay, so we are using that animal variable to control the objects of concrete class. Any other questions? So these are things we discussed today: data abstraction, abstract methods, abstract class, interface, and how to implement multiple inheritance with the help of interface, and the concept of polymorphism. So polymorphism is one object variable can be act as different forms, that is polymorphism. Okay, so there are another thing we can say, some text you can refer, that polymorphism can be done with the help of function also, that is same function having different thing, right? For example, using function overloading is another kind of, we can say that's another kind of polymorphism, because the function name is same, but the implementation is different. Okay, so operator function overloading is another kind of polymorphism, but it is not actually a polymorphism. Actually, polymorphism means one variable can be on a different, can be controlled by a different object. So that is actual polymorphism. So this is an example of actual polymorphism. So in some cases we can say that function overloading also is called as polymorphism. Okay, because one function, the function name will be same, right? So with the help of that function name, we can able to implement different kind of implementation can be different by keeping the function name as same. So that is also is another explanation. Some textbook you can see that function overloading or method overloading is also an example of polymorphism like that. Okay, but actual concept is this. So this is the actual polymorphism. Okay. So same thing, ഒരു വേരിയബിളിന് നമുക്ക് പല ഫോമിൽ ആക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നതിനാണ് പോളിമോർഫിസം വിളിക്കുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പം മറ്റൊരു ഫംഗ്ഷൻ ഓവർലോഡിങ് ഈ കൈൻഡ് ഓഫ് പോളിമോർഫിസം എന്ന് പറയാം, കാരണം സെയിം ഫംഗ്ഷനെ ആണ് വരുന്ന ഇംപ്ലിമെന്റേഷൻ ഡിഫറെന്റ് ആണ്. ഓക്കെ, സെയിം ഫംഗ്ഷനെ കോൾ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ഡിഫറെന്റ് ഔട്ട്പുട്ട് വരും. ഓക്കെ, സോ അതൊരു കൈൻഡ് ഓഫ് ആണ്, ബട്ട് അതൊരു ആക്ച്വൽ പോളിമോർഫിസം കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് അല്ല, ഒരു കൈൻഡ് ഓഫ് പറയാം. Any queries, guys? So that's all for today's session. We will continue tomorrow, and I will share the videos and all. Okay. Any questions or no? എല്ലാരും പോയോ? Is there any questions? So I just want all of you to do these things, then you can get clarity. Okay. So I will share the code and all. Okay. And also the video. Once it is uploaded, I will share. Okay. So that's it. Thank you for today's session. We will continue tomorrow. Okay. Bye.